Here are some of the steps to put your photo story together. I've opened the My Computer icon and I've gone to a file folder named Photos. Inside this folder on my network account. I'm just going to back up for a minute so you can see that. So that's within my network account. So you should put all your pictures in one folder somewhere in your network account that you can get to. So I've opened Photostory. Say Next. And now when you click on the Import Pictures, you can go to the pictures that you want and either use Shift-click or Control-click or pick them out individually one at a time. So I'm going to do the slightly easier way is I'm going to use Control-click. And let's say I want to pick this picture, Control-click that, and Control-click this blank slide. Press OK. You could have also picked them individually one at a time. You notice the pictures will show up on the bottom down here. They're not necessarily in the correct order, the order that I'd prefer to have them in. So what I'm going to do is just drag them into the correct order. I want the blank slide to start over here and the abacus over there. Now I'll just point to the blank slide. And one of the things that I should do is remove any black borders. So I'm going to click over here, remove black borders, and Photostory will automatically try to analyze how to do that. Well, this is perfectly okay. I may just want to... Okay, this is probably one of the better ways to do this. Click OK. And I really want to capture the entire abacus here, so I'm going to make that a little bit bigger, and notice I can't perfectly crop out without losing the abacus. So I'm going to do the best I can, and that's pretty good. It removed as much of the black as it could. You may want to further crop your work by going to the Edit menu. Click Edit. There's nothing to crop here. If I wanted to, I could just make this smaller. It really doesn't make, on this slide, much of a difference. Hit Save. Close. On this slide, may actually want to get a little bit closer. So let's crop out some of the words here. Hit Save. Close. And go to the abacus and see if we can crop out some of the stuff from the bottom. So the cropping mechanism here is not really perfect, so I recommend that you crop and save your stuff before you go into Photostory. That's just a fine-tuning. Okay, now I'm going to click Next. And here I've used a blank slide, so I can say Welcome. I'm just going to type. And notice I can change the color of the text to anything that I'd like. And I can move the text at the top of the page or the bottom or center it. So you probably want to put titles on all your other pictures. And I'm just doing this as a demonstration so you can see that it's very easy to put your titles in there. It's hard to get it exactly right. That seems to look a little bit better. Now I went ahead and skipped and I forgot about this picture. If you ever want to go back to a previous step in Photostory, it's really easy. Just click the back button. So I'm back at the step where I'm just adding titles, and I could even go back one more and import more pictures. So this is the import picture step. I'm going to go next. Here's the title step where I can put in new titles. I'm going to put in the titles here for abacus. And now that I have all my titles, everything's cropped, what I'm going to do is actually record my voice into the slide. So we can start over here. And if you want to, you can type notes here to remind you what to say, but that's not always necessary. So I'm going to press this red button. Notice you'll get a message that says, do you want to so-and-so? Just say no. That's because we're using the special microphone. Now, of course, it's recording what I'm saying, and in case I make a mistake, I could always press the stop button, and then delete the narration, and then start over again. So I'm going to start over again. Welcome to my presentation on computers. Go to the next picture. This is a picture of your brain. This is a picture of an abacus. Now I can always customize the motion of the slides, but I don't want to do that right now. You can do that at your leisure when you have more time. Let's go to the next step. I can create music for this, or I can select music from the internet if I've downloaded it as an MP3 or a WAV file. Let's say you don't have that. You could go to Free Play Music, but let's say I'm going to create music actually in Photostory. And here's a bunch of choices, and you can change to whatever you'd like. And press the play button over here if you want to get a sample of what that's going to look like. And if you hit OK, it'll put it in for as long as your slides are. If you ever want to preview what your work is going to sound like, before you save it completely, you can hit the preview button. But for the moment, I'm pretty happy with what I've done so far. I want to save my work just in case something happens with my computer. Hit Save Project, and then go in and put it in my network account. Go to Next, and now it gives me the choice to save it for playback on my computer as a video. What you want to do is hit the Browse button, and you want to make sure that it's in your tech folder or some folder that's meaningful to you. Hit the Save button, and then press Next, and it will actually export it to a video file. When it's finished, you can actually play it to see what it looks like. The great thing about Photostory is you can keep making changes till you're perfectly happy with it. So for example, right now, I could review the story, or I could even just hit the back button and go back through any of the steps. Continue working on the story by going through. I can now import more pictures by going to Import Pictures and say, gee, I need to add this photo here on the binary system. And then go through the same step with that. Editing, cropping, removing black borders. Go to the next step, typing in a heading or a label. Go to the next step, recording narration. And you could do that for as many slides as you'd like. Go back, hit the preview if you'd like, and then mix it down. So Photostory is a really interesting way to make a presentation that records your voice and music.